We are live.
We are live. All
We
right.
are live.
Hey, Joe Judge, the integrity of the NFL, the football game, and all that stuff. You want to say? You want to talk about? Come from a Pats coach. All right, let's get into
When
it.
you step across the white stripe, the only thing that matters is that 6 inches between your backbone and your breastbone.
To the corner of the end zone. Does he get both feet down?
Hey, what's going on, guys? All right, we are.
I like that. I like that intro.
Check that out. So, Barfy, welcome to Last Second Sports.
That's what I tell the ladies when I'm in bed with them.
so so we're going to dig into this, this fallout week 17 with the Eagles. Again, I don't like this is going to be the hot button issue for probably a couple weeks of what's going on. All the major networks are going to be following this. Or you got people, Tony Kornheiser saying find the Eagles or find Doug Peterson or whatever for, the integrity of the game's at stake and all this stuff. It doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever. Like teams pool their players at the end of the season when the games are meaningless. And this was a meaningless game. This had nothing to do with anything. I'm sorry, Giants fans. I said it in my last little thing that I did a couple days ago. I said it. I said, it's not going to happen. They've mailed it in. We're going for the number 6 pick. Now, the difference between number 6 and number 9, Eagles fans, let's think about that. It's CeeDee Lamb. It's CeeDee Lamb or Jalen Rigger. There's your difference right there. Within those amount of picks, the quality of player does matter. You're at 6. You're going to get something a lot better than you will at 9. Or you could easily trade this pick away and get some draft capital because we don't have cap room. We don't have an ability to sign any main target free agents. We don't have any of that. No, none at all. Like, so get the draft capital, start getting young again, because guess what? Our defensive line is old as shit. Our offensive line is banged up beyond belief. Lane Johnson can't stay healthy. Neither can Brooks. I don't know what we're going to. We seriously going to rely on Mulata as our left tackle for the next 5 years? Are we going to really do that? Are we talking about that? Come on, Eagles fans. Let's be real. No integrity was at stake in this game whatsoever. The right move was made. I'm not a big Peterson fan. I think he plays way too aggressively. We easily lost 4 games this year because of his 2-point conversion, go for it on 4th down bullshit, instead of just taking the freaking points when he should be. There's absolutely no reason to be mad right now. Anyone for Eagles fans, Giants fans, hey, I totally get it. But guess what? You won 6 fucking games. 6 games does not warrant a playoff spot.
No one in the NFC East was even worthy of a playoff spot. Look at the Dolphins. The Dolphins got hosed.
You look at, and I can understand Giants fans if you were sitting at 10-6, 11-5, 6 wins. 6. You don't deserve a playoff spot. And if you're waiting for us to pull something off for you, you didn't do your job. You didn't win enough games. That's the truth of the matter. I don't know. I'm watching ESPN. I'm watching NFL Network. I'm seeing people on Twitter. I'm seeing people on Facebook. I'm seeing all these people. You guys are numbnut retards. I'm going to tell you that. This is how it's going to be. They got to get young. They got to get some draft capital. They don't have the cap room to do anything. It's as simple as that. Howie Roseman did not draft properly, and this is where we're at. Howie Roseman even said before the season even began. This is going to hurt. This year's going to hurt because we can't make any moves because we don't have enough cap room for the following year. Now we're doing Jeffrey renegotiations to get more cap room flowing and everything like that. Guess what? Fletcher Cox, he's got maybe 2 more years, and then he's on the massive decline. He's going to drop. D tackles they don't last forever. So there's that. Brandon Graham's on his last leg. We have no linebackers. We have Singleton, Alex Singleton, some CFL reject, or not reject, but some CFL guy who's, all right, he's a serviceable guy. Our secondary, Darius Slay was a bust. Jalen Mills sucked at safety.
Which is funny because Slay was awesome when he played for Detroit. He was awesome when he played for Detroit. He actually is the reason why we lost to Detroit 2 years ago. Was an interception, which ended the game. Slay was good. What happened?
Slay's good, and it all comes down to coaching. Like I am not going to say this totally lays on the feet of Peterson. Schwartz is how defensive coordinators work. They're good for a couple years, and then they're out because once the offenses start to realize what they're doing with the personnel, it's over.
Right.
It happens all the time. You see Wade Phillips, heck of a defensive coordinator coach. He's probably coached every single team in the NFL by now. It's because he's good for a couple years, and then it falls off, and then he's gone. It's just the way it works. Nothing bad about Schwartz. This is what happened. This is the nature of the beast. You're looking at a rebuild coming, and I know no one wants to hear it. No one wants to see this, especially if Wentz goes. All these people that are banging Wentz. All right, let's get into this.
Oh, look at that shiny ring. Show that bling bling off real quick. Show that bling bling. No, your ring.
Oh,
look at that. Look at that ring. Look at that.
Look at that.
You fancy.
Fancy.
But no, you're absolutely right. People are dogging Wentz, but again, we lost Frank Wright. Without Frank, Wentz can't you're right. It is with the coaches, and we lost the coach that made Wentz good, that made Foles, Big Dick Nick. Without Wentz, there was no Super Bowl. Let's be honest here. Foles is a great quarterback, but he's not seasoned quarterback. He's not. We saint it. And I stroke off the Big Dick Nick. But Frank Wright left, and that's what caused the rift between Doug and Wentz, and behind the locker room issues, all the locker room issues that's been going on, which I have my theories about that, but I'll keep that off the air. But it took 2 weeks to learn. Oh, it took 2 weeks to learn.
We're going to get into that.
First off, let me finish what I'm saying about that. But so everyone's saying, "Oh, Wentz is done. Wentz is won." Aaron Rodgers. Everybody loves Aaron Rodgers. I think he's an amazing quarterback. I don't think he's amazing. I think he's a solid quarterback.
I love Aaron Rodgers.
I like the guy. I like
talent, just off the charts.
But the point is that Aaron Rodgers' fifth year, this is Wentz's fifth year. Aaron Rodgers had a shit fifth season. Peyton Manning had a shit fifth season. That's fine. It's okay. Quarterbacks can have a bad season, but you know what makes it worse? If Wentz was just off, it's one thing. He had no one to protect him. You get fucking PTSD. You get non-flashbacks every fucking day when you're getting hit. Have a 300-pound man hit you. You're gonna fuck up because you're too afraid to get hit. And I don't blame him.
Yes.
But the fact that everyone dogs Wentz and he's a one-trick pony and blah blah. No, Wentz is gonna go to a team. He's gonna go to Indianapolis, and he is going to shine. Shine bright like a diamond. He's going to.
He is. There's a reason why he was a top 5 pick. There's a reason why he was talented. That he has the talent. You were right with the protection and everything like that. I actually took some notes on the protection for that. Where is it? Okay. So, all right. Over 12 starts, he was sacked 50 times. His percentage of drop back for pressure was almost at 30%. It was like 28.
Right.
Okay. So let's compare this to his other seasons. All right. So this year he was 16 touchdowns to 16 touchdowns, 15 INTs because he was under duress the whole entire season. He was pressured constantly. Now, if you were to say, all right, let's look back to where he was throwing 20 plus for 7 INTs, 7 or 21 to 25, whatever touchdowns to the 7 INTs I was doing over the last couple of years. He was about 23% pressure ratio on dropbacks. Now compare this to a guy like who is pretty much has the same athletic disposition. He's got a strong, he's an accurate guy. He can toss the ball around. This compared to Drew Brees. I agree. I absolutely agree. So let's compare this to Drew Brees. All right. Drew Brees was sacked 13 times. His percentage of pressure was at 14%. His percentage hasn't changed. He's done this over the last 5 to 10 years. It's always in that ballpark, 14%, sacked about 15 times or whatever throughout the year. You give Wentz that kind of protection, even at 20%, you're going to see a quarterback that throws about 30 plus touchdowns or whatever to 10 interceptions. You're going to see that MVP caliber guy. Again, you will see it. He needs protection. He needs a running game. He has a running game. Miles Sanders got elected to the Pro Bowl. What a fucking joke Pro Bowl is now. I'm sorry. 800 yards rushing, another 150 receiving, 6 touchdowns. Come on, get out of here with that garbage. It's something to do with Madden, of what votes playing with somebody, and all of a sudden there's a Madden the Pro Bowl selection thing. Like,
that's right. That's right there, Brian. Without Madden, you don't got Pat Summerall. And guess what? Nobody fucking cares about the Pro Bowl. It ain't the All-Star game like for baseball. I don't think the NBA All-Star game is worth anything. The NHL All-Star game is worth anything. But everybody loves the Major League Baseball All-Star game because it's still a game.
Even NBA, even though there's no defense and whatnot, but it's very selective. You are getting the best of the best out there.
Right. And you get
the best of the best out there.
You get the dunk contest and all that crap. And then, of course, they have the quarterback shootout for the Pro Bowl. Nobody gives a fuck about the Pro Bowl.
No.
Yeah, instead of the Pro Bowl, give me another week of football.
If you're doing personal accolades and everything like that, all pro team is what you're aiming for. That's what you're aiming for. These Pro Bowl things, even though it's incentive based, Miles Sanders does not deserve a Pro Bowl nod on this one. And it's not his fault. He did average 5 yards a carry. He wasn't used enough. He was a little banged up this year, but still, I think he was 15th in carries.
You need a strong offensive line to be a good running back. To be anything besides an offensive lineman, you need a strong line or you're not going to do your job.
No, absolutely not. It starts in the trenches. Andy Reid preached it. It starts in the trenches. And we are now looking at an old offensive line, and an offensive line that cannot stay healthy. Yes.
Colligan's nailing it right on the head. You were going right into it.
Love it. Love it. So it's just, I just can't believe, like, we're talking about the integrity of the game. All right. Let's just think about it this way. Integrity of the game. You had 2 stud quarterbacks that were benched this week and whatnot. You had Big Ben and you had Mahomes. They both were benched this week for rest because it was a meaningless game for them to play in. Guess what? This was a meaningless game to be playing for the Eagles as well. I don't care what the Giants fans needed. It wasn't going to happen. So there's that. Let's be real. I understand a lot of the players were just, going bananas about seeing Hurts. Even I was taken back when I saw Hurts come out, but I knew what was going on. I knew. All right,
So no offense, Giants fans, take your Taylor ham and go fuck yourself about it.
Yeah.
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 Bam. Woo. That just happened. Bam.
But you have like all these guys on ESPN and whatnot, and they're all, it's a very easy, we do too, buddy. We do too. And it's a very easy argument to make about were the Eagles playing to win? Of course not. Of course they weren't playing to win. They haven't been winning all season. They
haven't played to win since the Super Bowl.
They weren't playing for anything. Like, what I chalk it up to, you look at these guys on ESPN, you look at their quick takes, the Shannon Sharps, the Dan Orlovskis, who I actually liked when he first started out.
We already have a catchphrase. Hey, Monahan, you been busy?
But this is a good drink. But
good coffee, right?
Delicious coffee. But you can't. All these guys on ESPN, NFL Network, CBS Sports, all the Twitter feeds, all that stuff, especially Twitter. Hit us up on Twitter. Leave a comment, retweet, do all that fun stuff. Find us on Facebook. Barfy. Boom, boom. At the bottom on the ticker.
Monahan handles the twatting. I don't want to go. I can't do the twatterverse. But Barfy and the BB on the Twitter, YouTube. Sorry. Go on with the chlorophyll.
Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Help us get out there. We're having a lot of fun doing this, guys. So help us
help you.
Help us help you.
Go on with Shannon Sharp and
yeah, Shannon Sharp and all these goofballs that are whatnot doing their quick hot takes and everything like that. It's lazy journalism. That's what it is. This is an easy argument. It's an easy argument for them to stand by the integrity of the NFL.
NFL has had integrity since free agency really built up. Let's be real here. Every player is out for themselves. Everybody's out for themselves. You know, there was a time my dad would tell me about an Eagles football player who, no, it wasn't Eagles. It was a Steelers player. It was a Super Bowl. The guy broke his finger. His finger was literally dangling off. He ripped his finger off, taped it up, and went back into play.
That was so. Those guys. You had Jake Youngblood who played with a broken femur. Yeah, back in like the 60s or 70s. Like these guys were built tough back then. Now, like
they didn't make the money,
they didn't make the money.
They don't make the money that they make now. That's why they pussified the NFL because the big money players. And I'm sorry, but after the big money checks and the franchisee and all that shit, that franchise contracts and all that shit came out, it pussified the NFL. Yes. Do we need better helmets for concussions because it makes people go crazy? Yes, we're not saying that. But, you know, the big rib cage pad over a quarterback. No, you fucking hit the quarterback. The way they tackle people now, we did midget footballs together, you and I. We were told to wrap your arms around that motherfucker and drive him into the fucking dirt at 7 years old. Now they're just doing this side, you know. Oh, let me put the shoulder for the highlight reel. NFL is pussified. There's no integrity in NFL anymore. There's no integrity in sports.
No, it's all about creating a brand for a lot of. Actually, it was funny we mentioned this brand stuff at this moment because I think it was Booger McFarland who came out and he made a statement about how these kids now they come out of college and they're more worried about developing a brand instead of putting it on the field to develop the brand. They want the shoe deals. They want the cleats. They want the jerseys, the hats, everything like that. They want their face on a t-shirt. Speaking of t-shirts, merch store, buy it. But they're worried about the brand. They're not worried about playing, but I digress. Let's get into this stuff. Believe me, I would love to.
You should have went. You should have went when you said you were going to school for sports journalism. You should have kept with it. Now look at you. You're just talking. You're just talking
in my garage. But hey, we'll make it work how we make it work because that's what we do. But god damn, this is good. But all right, so we're gonna go here with the Eagles. We're gonna talk about the Wentz hurt situation. Wentz stats over the last 2 games: 1 touchdown, 3 interceptions, a 52% completion percentage. In total, he has 4 touchdowns to 6 INT ratio. The defense has figured him out over the last couple games. They know to shatter this guy. They're going to all right, go ahead. You want to go scamper for a 15, 20-yard gain and everything like that? We're going to hit you. And eventually, he's not going to be able to walk right. And he's not completing the passes downfield. He's not doing it. Not on a consistent basis. He was pulled in the 4th quarter. He was throwing 35% completion rate. You can't do that in the NFL. You can't. You can't fucking do that in the NFL. 35% completion rate. You can't do it. Sudfeld came in because not only did Peterson say early in the week that he's going to try to get some of the younger guys in, see what they get, see to do an evaluation. We didn't have training camp to evaluate. We didn't have preseason to evaluate. So this is a meaningless game. So we're going to try to evaluate these guys. So he put Sudfeld in. The last time we saw Sudfeld was back in 2017, I think. and I think he was 20 for 25. So he was actually completing the pass downfield and everything like that. But he came in cold this past game. It is what it is. He was being evaluated. Is he worth the money? Is he worth to keep around and develop as a backup? This is things that the due diligence of an NFL head coach, a GM, everything that's bigger, broader than us fans.
They're already working
on it out.
They're already working on next season, which is what we should be doing, worrying about next season.
Exactly. That's why you saw guys brought up for the practice squad. They got a couple reps. I don't want to talk about Metcalf or Jefferson.
We could have fucking gotten them.
But to be fair, to be fair, but to be fair, it comes down to coaching as well. How many people can you literally say that Peterson has developed since he's been here? How many people can you say that? We could have got Justin Jefferson. Would he have done what he've done with the Vikings? Very hard to say. He had Gary Kubiak calling the plays up there. Gary Kubiak is a very competent offensive coordinator. Is it fair to say that Metcalf would have had the same impact on the Eagles? He may not have been developed. This could be a coaching issue, which is why I say that, yes, I understand how he's on the hot seat. Peterson needs to be on the hot seat as well because he is there to develop. He needs to develop these draft picks. And all I see is, it's rookie year, so, they're going to sit and they got to learn. No. I don't care what J.J. Arcega-Whiteside has done. Get him in the game. You're not going to develop him without real live game reps. I don't care. It was a 4-10-1 season. Why the hell was he not out on the field? I don't want to hear he doesn't know the offense. I don't want to hear it. Get him out on the field. The only way he's going to learn is through the hard knocks of the NFL. It's the only way he's going to learn it. He shouldn't be.
Nope.
He could be. Peterson could be a fantastic head coach. He can position people. He can do all that stuff. But he might not be a play caller. Cool. Everyone's talking about, he won a Super Bowl. Who called that last play?
Who the fuck cares?
Who called that last play?
My boy.
Nick Foles.
My boy.
Who called that last play? Who played out of his mind? Nick Foles played out of his mind. Peterson's offense is predicated to a run-pass option kind of guy, which favors Jalen Hurts. But Jalen Hurts can't throw the fucking ball. He can't throw the ball. He can't do it. He might develop 3-4 years down the line to a competent quarterback that can start in the NFL. Right now, he can't. What we have right now is a guy in Wentz who's got a little wiggle, very slightly. He can run out of the pocket. He can do a couple things to pick up some extra yards. But what you have is a guy who can sit in the pocket, giving time, can deliver a strike and a half, 50 yards downfield, like the best of them.
But also,
if Aaron Rodgers was to get this offensive line put in front of him with these same wide receivers,
he'd be destroyed.
He'd be destroyed. He would be absolutely destroyed. But again, you have to develop the wide receivers. Who's Aaron Rodgers throwing to? All right, yes, he's got one of the best wide receivers in the NFL right now. He was developed into it because he was pressed into the position to develop. And then you also have a lot of supporting cast wide receivers also developing and going about their way and succeeding in the NFL.
I feel the Eagles don't develop their players whatsoever. They just go, "Oh, you were good in college. Here you go." Or, "Hey, you were a rugby player. You could stop a 300-pound defensive lineman."
I like Mailata. I think he has something, but I don't think he's a guy with a really bad offensive line behind him or alongside him that can be your.
Yeah, but
he's a guy that needs that left guard. He needs that right. He needs an established line with him, not a bunch of misfits. Kelsey's long in the tooth. He was hiking the ball over freaking Wentz's head. Wentz is 6'5". Like, come on. But yes, Coolin. Nelson Aguilar. Yes, he went to the Raiders. You know what he did for the last season? 4:30 in the morning, jugs machine. He was probably told by Gruden, get out there and work on your hands. Get out there. He was coached to succeed. He went there, and I think he caught about 60 passes for 800 and some yards with 6 touchdowns, which is pretty solid for a second wide receiver.
I mean, is there a chance that we can get a jugs machine for the podcast?
Oh goodness.
I mean, but yeah, seriously, I guarantee we will not. I almost want to put money on it. We would not even see. We won't see an Eagles team worth being proud of. And I love the Birds. I bleed green. Been bleeding green since I was knee-high to a grasshopper. I don't think we're going to see an Eagles team until we're in our 50s and 60s. I'm going. It's going to be another 20 years. I'm telling you now. It's going to take another 20 years until we.
I think they have to. They have this draft. You have the 6th pick. What Howie needs to do.
Which you won't.
He needs to. I know he needs to work that magic. You trade back to the low 20s, 22, 23. You get you get another first for the 22, 23, 24, somewhere's in that line. This is a very top-heavy offensive line draft. They grab one of these guys, guard, tackle, anything can help at this moment. They grab one of these guys, 2nd-round pick, 6th pick in the 2nd round. They go get a guy like Moses from Alabama. Middle linebacker, boom, you just solidified your linebacking core. I wanted Queens last year. I wanted Queens. I was like, I wanted Queens and I wanted to take Higgins last year in the 2nd. That was my draft. I was like, you take Queens, you take Higgins. Boom. There, you just fixed everything. So you grab your offensive lineman. You go in the 2nd round, you grab your linebacker. You solidify that linebacking core. You got your offensive guys. You have to develop what we have. That is the biggest thing. I'm telling you, you have to develop what we have. Jalen Rigger's still young, 22 years old. He can still develop. He was banged up. Let's just think about it this way. I think he was at 35 for like 400 yards. If he was to play the whole season, which he missed 5 games, so you just do that. He missed a third of the season. Say he tips 50 for 600. That's a pretty solid rookie year. I'm happy with them numbers. Jeffries is out. Get him out of there. Rigger comes in. He plays it might be a slot guy. I know we were all like, oh, Jeffries is a slot guy. Or Rigger might be a slot guy. And then you have also a guy like Hightower who could take the top off of the defense. He's still young. He's a rookie. He has a speed to burn to go over the top and everything like that. We are looking for that 6'5" frame guy, that red zone target. We might not have it. It might be Fulgham. Fulgham was, as soon as Jeffrey came back, they pulled Fulgham out of here.
Why you could. So I want to comment on what Corey just said, that Brady wouldn't even last his O-line. No quarterback would ever survive this line the way it was this season. No, I don't care if you're the greatest ever. You could be the greatest quarterback ever of time. Ooh, Tito's Tuesday.
Ooh.
But you could be the greatest quarterback of all time. You could be, what's his name? That Dallas, Troy
Aikman.
Not Troy Aikman, before him.
Romo. Well, you saw what happened to Romo with the bad offensive line.
Yeah. But no, Starbuck. Yeah, you could be Roger Starbuck. You could be the greatest quarterback of all time. No matter what, this offensive line was a baby that ate Indian food in a dumpster fire. That's all it is. No matter how good you are, you could have. I'd rather give me a mediocre quarterback. But if you give me an offensive line that can open the hole, give me an offensive line that can stop the rush. Give me an offensive line that can just let the guys get downfield, get to their posts. That's all you need. Your job is to stand up and hold that motherfucker long enough so the quarterback can throw the damn ball.
Well, I think you had also on top of all that, you had Wentz's safety valve in Ertz.
But yeah, Brett Favre with the right. That's what happened to Brett Favre.
You have a safety valve guy. And they were so content on making sure that that they to justify the fact that they're probably going to release Ertz on 1 year left in his contract. So they're like, we got to get Goddard into there and everything like that. I'm sorry. Goddard's a good tight end. Is he a top 10 tight end in the league? No. Top 15? Maybe. He is a starting caliber tight end. Yes. But Ertz was something special. And you totally robbed this guy of a year. For what reason? For what reason? Because you didn't want to pay the guy? I totally understand he's 29. Give him a 2-3 year contract. Dude, I'm sorry. Tight ends don't fall off a cliff like some players do. Like some other, they're wide receivers, running backs. Some of these guys fall off a cliff. Tight ends don't really fall off a cliff. They don't, especially when they are the go-to guy for an offense. And that played a big part in taking away Wentz's comfort zone. And that played a huge part. Right, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna run down. I'm gonna do a little something. All right. We have QBA. Now you tell me. QBA, year 1, in 7 starts, 9 INTs. Year 2, 17 INTs, 16 starts. 18 interceptions in 16 starts, 20 interceptions in 16 starts over the first 4 years of his career.
His
QBB. 14 interceptions in 16 starts, 7 INTs, 13 starts, 7 INTs, 11 starts, and 7 INTs and 16 starts. What quarterback's better?
I'm going to go with A.
You're going to go with A, the guy that's been a turnover machine for the first couple years of his career.
Repeat it again, because I heard. So quarterback A. Hold on, quarterback A.
Quarterback A. I'll repeat this. Quarterback A, on 7 starts, 9 INTs. Second season, 17 INTs and 16 starts. Third season, 18 INTs, 16 starts. Fourth season, 20 INTs, 16 starts.
So that quarterback's averaging 1.4 interceptions per
start.
Game, per start.
He's a turnover machine.
Okay, so give me now number 2. Sorry.
Number 2. You have 14 INTs and 16 starts. Year 2, 7 and 13 starts. Year 3, 17 INTs and 11 starts. And year 4, 7 INTs and 16 starts. And then we will go year 5, 12 starts, 15 INTs.
I mean, one's consistent with the INTs, the other one's a little more sporadic. So quarterback B would actually probably be the one you'd want to go with, even though obviously he had a bad year 5. Gee, that sounds familiar.
Okay, so what we have is a 2-time Super Bowl MVP champion in Eli Manning for QBA. And
Carson
Wentz. It's QBB.
Right. Listen, one quarterback
banging down the doors in G-Town. Were they banging down the doors saying get rid of Eli Manning?
No, they want to get rid of the coach.
No, they were.
No, they wanted to get rid of the coach.
Right.
No, I will thank Jason Garrett for again continuing to keep Dallas Cowboys out of the playoffs. But and you know what? I like Eli. I do. I thought he was a great quarterback. And guess what? 1 interception a game. Think about how many times do you pass in a game?
What's that?
How many passes are you throwing a game?
With who?
Oh, in general. On an average game, what's the average pass ratio?
Well, if you have Doug Peterson as your offensive coordinator and head coach, it's 50 plus.
Right. So the whole point is one, law of averages, which if you're a salesman, or anything in life, law of averages. 2, it's one quarterback, 1 interception a game. I'm okay with. Does it suck? Yes. I don't want to see an interception, but 1 a game, it's going to happen. You're going to have a bad pick. Offensive lineman's going to miss his mark. Guys, I got to check his post. He's going to forget. Do I run 10? Do I run 5? Well, the quarterback's going, all right, this is where he's supposed to be. Bloop. So even that's why I first went with quarterback A. It's because I'll take consistency but averages 25 plus a game for a pass. That seems low, but
No, average for passes, completions.
how many times is the quarterback going to throw the ball?
How many times are you going to drop back?
How many dropbacks?
How
Average.
many dropbacks? I'm going to say, like I said, with Peterson, you're looking at 50. You're looking at Tom Coughlin when they had Tiki Barber with Eli Manning throwing 20 picks. Tiki Barber was averaging like 13 to 1,600 yards a year. He was getting 300 plus carries a year.
Whatever happened to Rondé Barber?
Tiki Barber, you mean?
No, Rondé, his brother.
Rondé, oh, that guy picked off freaking McNabb and
But it's just one of those things. Like I remember Tiki Barber. Everybody remembers Tiki Barber. One, it's a cool name. Two, he was a hell of a football player. But no one remembers Rondé.
Well, Rondé, I think he's a Hall of Famer. I'm not sure. I think he is. I don't know. Maybe just Tampa Bay Ring of Honor kind of guy. But dude, I think everyone needs to pump their freaking brakes on what's going on in Eaglestown. And really, like, the integrity of the game was not compromised at all for what the Eagles did and like that. I'm sorry that the Giants did not make the playoffs at 6-10. I'm sorry, G Nation. So sorry, but you didn't deserve it. If you're really hoping to make the playoffs at 6-10 and you're waiting for the Eagles to beat, I don't even say Washington's a superior team, but they kind of were. Like, they had a pretty decent defense all year. They were working out with their quarterback issues. Alex Smith, comeback player of the year, dude. The guy was on the freaking deathbed.
The man almost lost his fucking leg. Let's be real. The fact that he came back with a vengeance and everyone's happy about it, good for him.
We all know Alex Smith was he's a field general. That's what Alex Smith made his bread and butter in. He was a field general. He's not a guy that's going to do anything crazy. He's a guy that's not going to turn the ball over. He's going to throw his touchdowns. He even lost his freaking leg. Like, goddamn, that freaking toughness right there. You talk about toughness. That's tough.
That's football. That's fucking football. I know you've been to my house. My dad's got, what's his name? One of the meanest defensive linemen for the Eagles ever to play. But Chuck Derrick. That's football. Give me the tough guys. If you want to be and also we're Philadelphia. We are Philadelphia. We are dirty. We are rough. We are mean. We are tough. Either you love what's great is most players when they come to Philadelphia, they either hate coming to play Philly, but they love playing for Philly because there's a reason. We are a tough team. We are like the Browns, but except we're a good team. We can be a good team.
Oh, poor Browns.
Yes.
I have that on my list. I got touch that COVID. Fucking poor Browns, man. They're the first playoffs in like 20 years, and their head coach is out for COVID, along with their offensive lineman, Bettino.
They're playing
Betonio.
Wait, didn't they play
wide receiver? Huh?
Didn't they play? Don't they played the Steelers?
Yeah.
And then they play again the next week.
I'm sorry. I'm a big Baker Mayfield fan. I love to see him succeed.
I would.
I enjoy watching his moxie. It just is not. I don't give a shit. I'm going to do it my way, and I do enjoy him doing that kind of stuff.
I like Uncle Rico out of the Jaguars. I do like.
It's a shame. That's Trevor. That's going to be Trevor Lawrence's team next year.
Yeah, I know. But but Trubisky, right? Mitch Trubisky, was that his name? No,
that's Chicago. No. Trevor. Minshew.
Gardner Minshew. I like him.
I like him too.
Come to Philly, Gardner. But that's what Philadelphia is. We are down and dirty. We should be a tough team, and we're a bunch of fucking pussies this year.
Yeah,
pussies.
It's tough to say. Like, I want to say Wentz might not have it in him to be a Philly guy, but again, I think that he's got a coach that isn't like you have the memes, you have the screen captures of Hurts going out there his first game against the Saints, and he's succeeding. He's winging the ball around. He's running around. They win. Awesome. And everything like that. There's Peterson giving him that side eye. Like, yeah, Look what's going on now. All right. No,
Which
listen,
show you right there.
and-
Which show you right there. Hold on, I'm going to cut you off. Which shows you right there. There was no unity in the goddamn locker room, and it starts with the fucking coach.
yes.
The fact the coach is a pussy then, because Wentz was the blood of that team. He got a little cocky. Okay, you slap him around for a little bit, and the team should have put him back into check. He bled for Philadelphia. He loved this team. He sits there right. He literally lives 3 miles down the road from my house. He is Philadelphia. And I hate to say it that way. I'm part of Pennsylvania. And the fact that the whole city,
We still support Wentz. We still. I'm still in that Wentz wagon.
I'm on the Wentz wagon. I'm part of Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
I'm on the Wentz wagon.
You're right. We almost won last week with our third string quarterback at the helm and everything like that. He did come in, and he came in and he was very cold, and he threw an interception the first play. Listen, it was the third string quarterback playing against the starters and whatnot. You had Chase Young chasing him down and everything like that. Like, yeah, come on. Let's all be real. Let's call spade for spade. It was an evaluation period. We didn't have preseason to evaluate. It was what it was.
But for you people out there who are dogging Wentz, go fuck yourself, man. He's going to go to a good team. He's going to go to a mediocre team and turn them into a real team. Absolutely. I hate to say it. If he goes to Indy, which would be the closest team to him as a hometown team, I believe, because he's from North Dakota. He's going to go there. He's going to be the childhood superstar, and he is going to be prolific. And shame on you people for dogging him because he had a bad season, because of poor coaching, poor offensive line, poor defense. He had nothing.
The young wide receiving core. Why? I don't want to talk. DeJean Jackson, Jeffries. I don't want to hear those guys in the discussion. They were not there. I do blame Doug. Doug's got to change his thing. It's just we're going to follow back into the whole. They wanted that the Giants wanted to can what's his name? Tom Callan. What was his name? The head coach for the Giants that won 2 Super Bowls with them. Tom
Coughlin.
Coughlin, yes, Tom Coughlin. They wanted to can Tom Coughlin, so he had to. They gave him like, listen, this is your last chance. You have to ease back. You have to do what you have to do. This is what you have. This is your guy. Make it work. And you know what happened? He turned around and they won Super Bowls. They did that. Peterson, if he's smart, will go with Miles Sanders and say, I am going to give this guy 300 carries next year. I am going to run a natural West Coast offense that can be done with Wentz at the helm.
I don't think this is true, Corey. I know it's speculation.
It is speculation.
It's speculation. Though I do know he said he would renegotiate his contract for a trade, but he didn't say where to, unless this has changed within the last 24 hours.
He also did come out and say that someone reported that he had said that he wants out of Philly because it's a fractured relationship with the Eagles. He said that he does not want to leave Philly. It's not a fractured situation. He wants to make it work. And I'm telling you right now, if they trade Wentz, which I don't think they're going to do, one, because his contract doesn't allow it. It's going to free up maybe $1 million in cap space, and it's going to be like $30-some million in dead cap space. It is just not there to do. It's stupid to even think about. And so this is who you have. So this is a very, very delicate situation. They should never have drafted Hurts to begin with. I understand that they needed a solid backup quarterback, and Hurts could develop into that and everything. He was not drafted to be the starter. He might have been drafted to be the starter 4 years, 5 years down the line and everything when contract was let up and on Wentz. But this was not an immediate situation. This was a luxury pick by Howie, thinking that he had luxury picks to make, and he did not have a luxury pick to make. And now we're stuck with a developmental linebacker and a bunch of probably backup offensive linemen and a wide receiver that I'm hoping that they develop. They really need to develop him and JJ. They need to develop these guys. They have to develop them. Get them on the drugs machine. Get them somewhere. JJ isn't a stupid guy. He went to Stanford. He's not stupid. It's not, and it's not a tough offense to learn. So it comes down to putting your players in position to succeed. It's just like any management position that you have. You have to. Thank you. 35 mil. Yes, if they were trying to trade, it would be a stupid trade. You have to develop what you have. You could have the worst lineup in the world. You have to develop it. Coaches do it all the time. Coaches take scrubs and then make them superstars. I don't want to hear we can't develop wide receivers. Look at the Pittsburgh Steelers. They do it every year. They take guys in the 3rd, 4th, 5th round. Antonio Brown was a 6th round cast off. It was like this. Yeah, develop these guys. They want to learn. They want to be challenged.
Mike,
you have to do it.
With their head coach, Mike, is that Tomlin? Is that his name? Head coach.
Mike Tomlin. He's tough as nails. Tough as nails guy.
Has not had a losing season with the Steelers. Has not had a losing season yet.
And they always have competent wide receivers.
Right.
And it's not like these guys are being picked at the top of the round. Juju, I think, was a 2nd round pick. He took a couple years to develop. You have what's his name? Johnson. You have Washington. You have all these guys, and they all made impacts, one game or another. You have to put these guys in position to succeed. That's why Colbert is the offensive coordinator, and he's being looked at for head coaching positions. He is developing players. That's what you look for in an offensive coordinator, to develop players. That's why guys in Philly like Deuce Staley and whatnot aren't looked to be an offensive coordinator solution. You got to have someone in position to develop everybody that's there. You have to. Yes, we've had, when given a chance, Deuce Staley has produced with Miles, with Boston Scott. We've had Ajayi, who was a cast off in Miami for a 4th round pick. We had LeGarrette Blount. All these guys are like that. You got to develop what you have. So maybe it might not just be a Peterson. It might be a positional coach issue. So, but it's about developing the people that you have. And these guys aren't doing it. They're not doing it at all. And that's why the Eagles are in the state they are. It's not just because Howie Roseman, piss poor drafting. No, piss poor coaching. Developing. Yeah, he was drafted to be a game breaker, to take the top off of offenses. And it wasn't just the Eagles and Howie Roseman to figure that, or just to think that. Everybody in the NFL, everyone in the NFL was thinking that he was a guy that could take the top off of a defense. It wasn't that. It's not. I don't think it's a Jalen Reagor situation of. I think it's a developmental issue. I don't think he's going to be the next Desmond Howard. I don't think he's not going to be that guy. Even though I would love to have a Desmond Howard, we didn't even put him into the punt or kick return really this year to even shine at that. So I can't even say like, oh well, he was his claim to fame. Jalen Reagor is such an interesting prospect because his coach said that he could develop into something special. And you don't take a could-be developmental guy in the 1st round. You don't do that. And his coach from TCU also said that that he needs to get his head out of his ass.
Hey!
So you need to, because he quits. He doesn't play 60 minutes. So, and you're just playing offense. So you're not even being asked to play 60 minutes. Right. For depth, you definitely want veteran depth. You don't want to have a bunch of young kids in the back and everything like that, because you want the established veteran that's been there for 7-8 years to come in and say, listen, I came over from Pittsburgh. Listen, I came over from the Patriots. Listen, I came over from this place, that place, this place. and they played winning football. This is how it's done. Get your ass in here at 5 a.m. Let's lift some weights. Let's work on, your sidestep. Let's work on, your agility. Let's get you stretched out. Let's work on this kind of stuff.
Man, I'm getting too old for this shit.
Too many of these kids come in the league, and especially with the Eagles, for some odd reason, they're not like, as weird as it sounds, calisthenics go a long way.
Head, shoulders, knees, and toes. I mean, but these players, these young players, because of the pussification of the NFL, and now that the NCAA wants the kids want to get paid for being for playing college football. Fuck you. It's the only reason why I like college football more than I like the NFL. Don't worry, we're trying to get Colgan on. Don't you worry about that.
Yes, so it could definitely happen.
Colgan is a fellow beer chugger of mine, good friends with superfan Matt Davis. Matt Davis. And
he's always here with a question every week, so I'll be.
He's here. He's supportive, and he is a honorary Bass Brigade.
Will you wake up at 3 a.m. when I get home from work to do my stuff?
Like I said, we're both getting up for work around that time. So, I don't. First off, maybe it's a unpopular opinion or not. I don't like Howie. Again, haven't liked Howie in a long time. I've never liked Peterson. Great. Thanks for giving me a Super Bowl, Doug. Thank you for giving me a chance to see it, the Super Bowl Lombardi Trophy go down fucking Broad Street. That's great. I get that. We fired Andy Reid because he couldn't perform. We fired Andy Reid because he lost his balls because of the death of his child and he was going through some shit.
I feel bad. With the Andy Reid situation, I hated that. They didn't give him a chance to rebuild the team. Didn't give him a chance.
I loved Andy. I still love Andy. The whole thing is that, yes, he went through 8 miles of shit. He went through personal issues and went out there every Sunday. No, his brain was not there. We get that. But guess what? Andy got his ring. He's going back. He's going to go back and get another one.
Go back this year. He's
going to go back.
And you know what he did? He developed the guy that no one wanted to draft in the first round.
All right.
No one wanted Mahomes. No one. Everyone passed on Mahomes. No one wanted anything to do it. Mahomes was like 23rd or 24th pick, something like that. Right. No one was like, this is a franchise quarterback. No one was.
Colgan's right around the corner.
But
definitely had that.
No one was banging on the table. No one's banging on the table. Mahomes is going to be this, prolific, the guy that's going to change the NFL with no look passing and just bombs to everybody and everything like that. No, Andy Reid schemed to the strengths of Mahomes.
Well, that's the whole point. You don't draw your plays. Who do you think it's going to play? You draw to the strengths of your player. It's like a carpenter. You only use the tools that are good to get the job done. It's business. That's business. I'm a manager. I run a warehouse. I can only work as good as my staff works. I can put everything in place. Say we need to do this, but no, I know that Jafar does this. Hakeem does that. I have people in the back that people upstairs that are good at X, Y, and Z. You're only as good as your weakest link. So you work on your weak, and then you improve your strengths.
There you go. Exactly. Like we drafted guys last year for offensive line in the 4th, 5th, 6th, whatever rounds and everything like that, and we shoved them on the practice squad. Now, these guys, you need to give them
I still think
these guys these guys need game time experience to develop. I understand that's where preseason comes in and everything like that. You give these guys a chance to start to develop everything, which a lot were shortchanged this year. So I'm not too worried about. We might have a couple diamonds. Driscoll might actually pan out to be a heck of a guard or a tackle or wherever they try to position him and everything like that. Kelsey's done. We need to find a replacement at center, which I don't think we had guys like Hank Fraley playing center and whatnot back in the Andy Reid era.
Hank.
So it's the center position. You can draft late and you can find a competent center. Finding a guard or a tackle you have to invest in the first or second round with these guys.
Bring back John Runyon. Bring back John Runyon.
I know. We'd love to bring back John. So, all right, let's roll down this, Black Monday stuff that I got here and everything like that. I think we've talked everyone's ear off about the Eagles and how everyone pumped the brakes.
Monday.
Let's just pump the brakes. Let's not crown Hurts. I'm sorry. Hurts is not the answer. He's not.
No.
He's not. You are not. Listen, 52% completion percentage. His last game, 35%. The league average is 65%. That is the league average. That's your average quarterback at 65 completion percentage.
Hurts is a Band-Aid on a bullet wound. I hate to say it. And but you know what would fix that bullet wound? A strong offensive fucking line.
Yes, that is the truth.
Wentz would be a monster if you just hold that line long enough.
That's all I said. I said, what was it? Breeze at 14% pressure percentage. You just give Wentz a 20%. Give him 20%. Give him 20%, and you're going to see a hell of a lot better quarterback. What I do not want to see is to come back with the same offensive line that's injury-prone and lacking experience next year, where this guy gets sacked 50 times in 12 starts again, then he's shell-shocked. He's done. You're looking at a David Carr situation, who was a fantastic quarterback at Fresno, who came in, who was sacked. I think he set a record. He had like 70-some sacks against him or that. Became shell-shocked. He was looking over his shoulder every time he dropped back.
every time you say shell-shocked, it reminds me of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. The arcade game. Whenever you would lose and you'd hear, "Oh, shell-shocked."
But that's what I don't want to see. I know we're going long on this, so in this last second sports.
Salman Steve makes an appearance.
There he is. 52% completion percentage is not good in the NFL. You know what it is? And people tossed him out of the freaking league within 4 years or whatever. It's Tebow-esque. It's Tebow-esque.
Oh, Tebow. How is he still playing baseball for the minor league men?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, that's a shame. That's a shame. You know who also played baseball but actually made it to the big leagues? Michael Jordan. Bo Jackson. Neon Deion Santa Claus. Nope. Preseasons and OTAs. No OTAs this year. That's why I think the rookies are going great this year. Teams couldn't study them. That's my theory. I mean, yeah, it's great. There's no film. I understand what you're saying on that. And but
yeah, it was a weird year. You had a lot of COVID stuff going on.
COVID.
A lot of people being shortchanged as far as experience is concerned with the preseason games, but everyone had to deal with it in the NFL. So you can't really use that too much as an excuse. So it comes down to your weekly planning, your weekly training, your weekly all that stuff. Getting these guys game time experience and everything like that. I'm sorry. I understand we were playing for a playoff spot till I think week 15 or 16 and everything like that. I'm sorry, 14-8, 14-9, or 4-8, 4-9, and 1. The writing was on the wall weeks prior. You should be getting these guys experience and just should have said, this is a learning year. Hey, Jeffrey Lurie, you're going to give me one more year, right? Yes, I'm going to give you one more year. Okay, we're going to roll this back. We get these guys some experience, and this is how we're going to go about it.
So you know what?
That's the conversation that should have been gone down. If that wasn't a conversation, Peterson Howe should be out. We should be looking at a new coach and a new GM. If that was not the conversation that's going down, we should be washing house.
So also, I want to go back to the Chip Kelly era when he would circulate his backs and his receivers. That's a chance also for rookies to get game time. They're in for a play, they're out for a play. They're in for a play, they're out for a play. It happened before, and then obviously every coach in the NFL figured out Chip Kelly's playbook within the first year. But it's still, you want to get your backs in there, and you want your receivers to get a couple runs a game. You know, and then by end of season when everybody's hurt and beaten up, you still have fresh bodies.
Yeah.
I still like that mindset that Chip Kelly had, except for the fact that Chip Kelly just blew up. It didn't. He wrote plays to write plays, but he did not write plays for the player.
Well, that's what happens when coming from college football and everything like that, where the backup could be just as good as the starter and everything. College football, it is next man up. Definitely, they can just sit there and they can produce in a system. That's why you had Oregon Ducks. They had guys like the Michael James and whatnot, who totally gone after a couple years with the Niners, and he just these guys that come in and they produce in an offensive scheme that pertains to their skill set, which is why Chip Kelly was so good in college, because he knew exactly what he needed to get his offense to go, which is what he was trying to do in the NFL. But he found out very fast, men and boys, there's a large difference.
Yeah, Michael Jackson found that out too.
So, all right, let's give a rundown of this Black Monday situation. We have a couple coaches that the coach carousel is turning. Earlier on the season, we had Bill O'Brien exit out for Houston, which kind of the writing was on the wall once Hopkins was traded. That doomed that franchise big time, especially the fact that they decided, yes, you need offensive line, but they sent was it Miami for Tunsil, the offensive tackle, 2 first-round picks. So that cripples them in the future for their draft.
Yep.
So Bill O'Brien being a GM was a massive failure for them. Dan Quinn, 24-3, never recovered. That pretty much was what that happened. Matt Patricia,
that's a shame.
His defense gave up over 500 points this year. He was a defensive guy, and they totally failed miserably. I said they hired the wrong Kelly. I wanted to see Brian Kelly. Honestly, I wanted to see Brian Kelly.
Fuck that. Fuck that. I want Jim Kelly. Give me Jim Kelly.
Speaking of Jim Kelly, John Elway has stepped down as GM as the Broncos. He's going to take on just the VP role, and they're looking for GM help because he could not solve the quarterback conundrum in Denver. So, anyways,
how are you? Wait a minute. How are you, a Hall of Fame quarterback, not able to fix your own quarterback situation?
That could come down to, again, coaching development. Or taking guys that were just tall.
How far you could throw a ball there, son?
Yeah, they took Lynch years ago. Osweiler again. These guys were 6'7", massive guys with cannon, but these are small school guys. I think Osweiler was Arizona State.
I was ready to say there's a few like mountain schools and
Arizona State guy. I think Osweiler was, and Lynch was a Memphis guy.
Well, Lynch is better at a guitar anyway and singing funny songs.
I agree. So then we get down to I cannot believe this guy lasted all season in Adam Gase. Anything? No, nothing.
No, say it again. I'm sorry. What?
Adam Gase. I can't believe that he lasted all year. Adam Gase for the Jets.
Well, you know what? Frankly, it's the Jets. I can't make a joke about the Jets because it's the fucking Jets. But guess what? I'll take Adam Wayne Gacy right now.
That's what I was looking for.
Okay. Yes.
You had Adam Gase, and with Adam Gase, he was brought in to develop Darnold. And I think Darnold's still a solid quarterback that he could possibly do. Adam Gase made a name for himself for being the offensive coordinator for Denver, who won a Super Bowl with Peyton Manning. And I think that helps a lot in that aspect. So it kind of gave him 2 head coaching jobs because of that. And I think his last little to the Jets, they won that game 2 weeks ago, which took him out of the Trevor Lawrence sweepstakes. So
that's why I almost want to become a Jets fan, just because at least I know I'm going to be disappointed. So I want to see how much disappointment you can get.
It was just, I couldn't believe it. Like, why are you playing to win? And they totally won the game. And I'm like, oh, you just took yourselves out of Trevor Lawrence. Even though Trevor Lawrence had a piss poor showing in the college football playoff, And Justin Fields had a really good game, had an amazing game. But I think that was due to the situation of a simplified offense for him, where they ran something was called a triangle read offense, where they threw a lot of times the running back out on the flat, wide receiver ran like a 15, 20-yard dig, and the tight end ran in the middle, which formed a triangle, which kept him to see everything right in front of him. So in a lot of ways, they changed their offense and totally killed Clemson because of it, and they weren't ready for it. So Debo Sweeney, that sucks that he didn't pick that up by halftime, even though the game was probably well out of hand by then. But Trevor Lawrence is definitely, I believe, the better quarterback in that situation. He should definitely go number one. After watching a lot of tape and whatnot on Justin Fields, I think they simplified the offense to succeed, which is great and all. It does something for Ohio State, but in the end, it hinders Justin Fields.
Right.
So then we have Doug Marrone. I bet he's wishing they stayed with Buffalo after opting out and then going with the Jacksonville Jaguars a couple years back.
Well,
You can't blame Doug Marrone. What is going on with the Jags? They totally depleted that offense, or that totally depleted that roster. You had that year Saxonville, where they had all kinds of talent running around on that defense, and then they turned around and said, "We're going to get rid of this guy, get rid of that guy. That guy's gone. All right, here we go. We're going to win with a bunch of misfits." And yeah, it didn't work out for them.
They probably pulled they did the cap space. Like, oh, we need more cap space. More cap space. Let's have more cap space. Cap space.
It could, but when you're going bad and you're picking in the top 5 for 5-6 years, and you get a legitimate defense where it was unstoppable, and then you just trade all the talent away. But when you trade away all those defensive players, what you get is what you get. 1-15 team in Jacksonville. Like, Doug Marrone was up against the wall. I feel bad for the guy. He was given a bunch of cast-offs and undrafted prospects, and there you go.
I hate
they wouldn't even start Minshew. They wouldn't even start Minshew. Minshew was like, I want to be on the field, and they're like, nah, we're cool. We're cool. We're talk about integrity. They said, we're gonna play Lutton and Glennon at quarterback because we know we're gonna lose.
I have to say, I feel bad for all these like rookie quarterbacks that come in that are like hot when they go like Burrows, who went to Cincinnati.
That's a shame.
That's a shame. What's what's that guy's name? From
Cleveland.
Yeah. You went to Cleveland. And
but a lot with him. Manziel, that was his name. That was more of a personality.
Well, he
had a lot of issues.
He had a personality that belonged to that would have looked great in New York.
He went to the CFL. He played in the whatever startup football league or whatever. He looked like garbage.
Oh, the AFL, yeah.
He looked like
XFL, which Dwayne the Rock Johnson's now taking over.
He didn't go to the XFL. He didn't. No, it was the AAF.
The one that just subsided in 2 weeks.
They
collapsed in like 2.5 weeks.
Yeah, that was bad. XFL actually succeeded. I felt bad that the COVID happened and they had to fold, but it's coming back.
I can't wait for that because you know what? I like to see the guys like whatever happened to this guy.
What is this? Adam Gase almost came to Philly. He did? God, I would have been like, I'm done. I'm fucking done because I knew he was a freaking bullshit coach.
Done. You know what? All I'm saying is that at this point, I don't like Doug. I've never liked Doug.
Yes, Manziel is in some 7-on-7 league or whatever.
Oh yeah,
that's
7-on-7 league. It's shirts against skins. You know, they play in the alleyway down by Hooper's pub.
That's basically what it is. It's like a fan started league or whatever. It's nothing's gonna happen there. Menzel's washed.
It's gonna be They play by Hooper's General Store in Sesame Street.
Or the old Caldor on
Yeah.
45.
Oh, Caldor. Oh.
Moving on. Now we start to get down to some interesting ones.
Thanks, Dad.
Anthony Lynn from the Chargers. They dismissed him. I don't agree with this totally, and some Chargers fans might be like, "Oh yeah, awesome." There you go, lingerie league. I like that.
Sign me up. Sign me up. I'm already there.
I don't agree with the Anthony Lynn dismissal. I might be thinking it somewhere other way. He just came off last year on a 12-4 record. That was with Phillip Rivers at quarterback. They just got a rookie quarterback to start. Now, Herbert had a fantastic year. Had a fantastic year at quarterback. Eckler was banged up for the majority of the year. They still have Keenan Allen, Mike Williams. I still have a very, very solid offense to build around. The defense is almost there. But I really think that they made a mistake because Anthony Lynn is a fantastic coach. And being that they had a 12-4 record last year, this year they fell off a little bit. You have a rookie quarterback. You should have gave this guy some time. Spanos, there's a reason why the Chargers fan base hates the Spanoses or whatever the hell their freaking names are. Moving them out of San Diego and going to whatever Wood or wherever the freaking something Wood place. But they should not have fired him. They're going to try to replace him with someone else, and it's going to be a massive disappointment. As a Charger fan, you disagree. Well, that's tough noogies.
Can I make this comment because I'm going to take a trip down memory lane here. Can you see the memories on that? Like look at that. Like there we go.
That was at my wedding. That was at my wedding.
That was at your wedding. Look at the memories on that. We'll take a trip down memory lane.
All right, so Zach Taylor, he's going to be hot seat coming next year. He lost Joe Mixon and he lost Burrows.
Hold on. Soundman Steve just said this.
Jason Garrett to San Diego.
Which is German for a whale's vagina, for those of you who don't know.
Yes, it is. That would be interesting, I guess. I'm not going to bang on Jason Garrett for being a bad coach. I think he's a hell of an offensive coordinator. He can develop talent. I don't think he's a very good head coach.
Hey, he kept Dallas out of the playoffs once again. That's a great coach in my opinion.
So with Zach Taylor being just on, I believe he's going to be on the hot seat after this will be his third year going in next year, I believe. He kind of has an old roster, so I think the writing's on the wall for him. It was nice to see Gio Bernard have a renaissance of a year. He had a pretty solid year for a guy that's been kind of like a ghost over the last couple of years. With so they lost Joe Mixon, they lost Burrows. Tyler Boyd's still working in. He can definitely develop into something special, I believe. Their defense has a lot of good cornerstone players. And then we're going to go and we're going to get into our Dougie P. Revisit the Eagles again. He is going to definitely be on the hot seat. I think this might be a early exit if he tries to continue what he's doing with Wentz. Wentz is going to be here next year, boys and girls. I'm just telling you right now. Wentz is going to be here. He is the quarterback. He is going to be Philly next year. Jalen Hurts is not the answer. But if he does not start to say, I'm going to hand the ball off to Miles Sanders and we're going to develop game flow where our defense, where they have to hire a competent defensive coordinator. Schwartz was good. They have to develop someone that's going to put pressure because our front four is not going to put pressure. They're too old. We need linebacker play. We need linebacker play.
So I was talking to Soundman Steve about this, about who would be a good defensive lineman coach, defense coach for Philadelphia, and Seth Joyner or one of the Ryan boys.
Oh, no.
What? One of the Ryan.
You got to think. You got wait. Pump the brakes on the Ryan boys. They run a 3-4 scheme. We are not blowing up what we have to run a 3-4 scheme. We don't have the linebackers and anywhere as close to run a 3-4 scheme. We don't have it. We don't have the cap space to go find the guys. There's no way we're going 3-4. We're gonna look at like a guy like a D'Amico Ryans, bring him back to Philly or something like that. Guy who knows the 4-3 scheme, who's successful as a coach, as a linebacker coach, develop these young linebackers. We have Davion Taylor, who we drafted. We knew he was going to be proud of, but the athleticism is there, the speed, the athleticism. He's a tweener, which is good for a 4-3. That's fine. We need to get him in the lineup, which I thought he should have been playing more down the stretch. But we need to find someone that's going to start working in those linebacker pressures.
Talk about Jason Garrett. It's true. I synced him.
The Jets for Jason Garrett?
No. San Diego for Jason Garrett.
Yeah,
but,
I think I did see something like that. Yeah.
So what about Seth Joyner though? I mean, that's I'm telling you, bring back some of these old Philly coach players.
Well, yeah, I totally agree. Like if you want to go, you're talking about bringing back, the X factor, and all for the secondary kind of guys and whatnot. I really want to see an established 4-3 defensive coordinator come in. Like I said, the shelf life on the defensive coordinator is only a couple years. I really want Moses from Alabama, and you can get him in the second round with the 6th pick. You can do that.
But they will not. We know they won't.
If they do that for a middle linebacker, it solidifies. Then you have him, Singleton, good to go. But with the hot seat that Peterson's going to be on, I don't think he's going to last long. I think that he's going to be given a chance to go through the motions. I think if we start off slow, which notoriously we start slow.
Always do.
Always start slow. They start slow. It's going to be, you're going to see Deuce Staley calling it on you're going to see Deuce up there.
Give me the moose. Give me the fucking moose.
Moose, Deuce.
Deuce the moose.
Dude. But
him and Freddie Mitchell will come in and just start taking over everything. Fred X, because he delivers. Oh. Bisek Ahem was going to be special teams coach. Who else we got? We're gonna resurrect Buddy Ryan for defense. Rich Kotite just for moral support.
The fuck's wrong with you? But anyway, okay, so
no, because think about it, Richie Kotite brought the anger. He brought the anger. He was a psychopath. And then you had Ray Rhodes, who was just on like
run, pass. Run, pass.
But
anyway, all right. So we're gonna wrap this up with the COVID stuff and whatnot. I didn't go too in depth with it, but we have a bunch of people testing positive. Not exactly what you want to see for the playoff time and everything like that. I feel terrible for the Browns. Head coach is out. That brings Alex Van Pelt, former backup quarterback for the Buffalo Bills, way back, as the offensive coordinator who's going to be calling the plays for them. They also have their left guard. They're all pro left guard. They're solid. Joel Benino or whatever, how you pronounce it. And they lost the third or fourth string wide receiver in Daryl Hodge. I don't know who that is, but anyways.
Gesundheit.
Yes, I know. But so COVID, it's there, and it's now making a mockery of the playoffs. We didn't want to see, but that's it. Hey, Sarah got COVID. So, and you know what? I didn't get COVID. Sarah got COVID. So, as Zul says, are you a god?
Are you the gatekeeper? Are you the gatekeeper? Where's Rick Moranis at? Bring that motherfucker back.
When someone asks you if you're a god, you say yes.
Told you not to think about anything, Ray. I couldn't help think about the time when I was camping. Anywho, speaking of movies,
I think I got in trouble.
you're fucked. You're fucked. Speaking of movies,
Love
this
you.
this Friday
Yes.
on we're right here. We are interviewing Mr. Chris Roselli, director, and Mr. Brian Enright, actor, for the upcoming summer film, indie film, Hideout. This is actually going to be their first interview for the movie. Their trailer is out. It is on Barfy and the Bald D Facebook page because I'm still trying to figure it out because Zuckerberg keeps fucking me. And we'll be live streaming with them if you have any questions. I'm actually excited because I've known Brian for years, the actor Brian Enright. I've known him for years. He actually has helped me out in some music situations. Great guy, phenomenal actor. He's a SAG actor. He's actually like a union actor and all that fun stuff. So the trailer looks amazing. I'm excited for it.
We should have downloaded the trailer.
Hey, we got stuff to do for Friday. So Friday, 8:00, Facebook Live, YouTube. We'll be interviewing them. They'll be right here. So if you have questions, maybe you want to hear during the show, we can get to them. That if not, if you miss it out, because it is a Friday night, so some of you have like wives and children, so you're going to be busy like doing date night things. Which will be our return to our podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcast, Your Mother's Ass, Google, Amazon, wherever you listen to podcasts. That's where it will be the following week. So it's going to be this Friday, and then Tuesday night, Wednesday morning will be the audio. But it'll always be on YouTube.
I got it queued up. You want me to play this?
Yes.
All right. Let me.
You're gonna have to share the screen.
I am. We're on. Okay.
We're good.
Let me.
Oh, she's a looker. That's the look that your old lady's going to give you when you walk in that door. I don't think you're going to get sound.
All right, here we go.
I don't think you're going to get sound. You got no sound there, buddy. Pretty much, she's asking this girl if she believes in God. Well, Chase scene. Look, there's Jersey tag, so they shot this in Jersey.
Let me. How am I going to do this?
You need sound, and you're not going to be able to.
Oh wait, I think I. Anyways, we have it on our Facebook page. We have it on the Facebook. We have it on, check it out, Hideout on YouTube, trailer. Definitely give it a watch. It's a shame that I cannot get the sound on this.
Give me 1 second. But yes, it's coming. It's coming. Let's see if I can do it this way. Let's see if I get the sound.
I hear the sound. Share it.
It's good to believe in something, to have faith. Do you believe in the devil?
Is he dying? Sarah! What? Give him my feet! One of her friends has been shot.
Who are all you people?
That's Brian.
They say they are.
You're all going to die tonight.
Beautiful. I can't wait. I want to check that out.
I'm excited. I'm excited for it. And he's a good friend. He helped me out in some situations. And the trailer is on the page. And hopefully you guys can join us. We're trying to obviously expand the Bastard Brigade and have some friends of the Bastard Brigade. So this is our first real professional interview, which obviously our professionalism is out the window to the walls. So hopefully we'll have a good time with it. They're excited. I'm excited. The director, as I spoke to Chris, he's been like, how do we do this? And he's sharing us. We're sharing them. And hopefully, everyone has a fun time. So check us out, 8:00 Friday night, and let's have some fun.
Absolutely. Hey, guys, hit that share button, hit the subscribe button, hit the likes, see us on Twitter, leave a comment, let us know, all that fun stuff.
And make sure you get your Barfy and the Bastard Brigade swag at barfyandthebastardbrigade.threadless.com.
We'll have the on the ticker added next time. And hey, guys, have a nice rest of your night. I hope to do this again very, very soon. If not, see you Friday.